Welcome to the Mindset with Mary podcast. I'm your host, Mary. Today, I have a special guest, Ashley Lund, who is my personal, I would just call her everything, my spiritual guru, my breathwork coach, my life mentor, just all the things, and one of my favorite people in the world. Before I introduce her though, so drum roll while you wait, I'm going to share a couple of announcements. The first one, on episode 100, I'm going to be doing a giveaway for a $50 gift card. If you're like, wait, what? How do I enter that? Make sure you go rate, review the podcast, and then take a screenshot of it and send it to me either through Instagram or email it to me, mindsetwithmary@gmail.com. So this is going to be episode 95. So get going because I'm on a roll. I told Ashley yesterday that I'm pushing content out or pumping content out like a pump house. And I giggled because I think I'm funnier than I really am. And then the second announcement that I have for you is just a reminder that the 5 steps to manifesting a badass life is coming up. It might be past the time once I get this posted. There's still going to be a replay. So make sure you tune into that because it's really going to be about helping you become a badass in every area of your life. So that's what I have for you today. I'll make sure all of that stuff is in the link in the show notes. Okay, let's get going. Hello, Ashley.
Hi.
I am.
Oh, that intro was sweet. That was so sweet. I love you and adore you so much. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So I'm going to just start with a fun icebreaker to get things rolling. What is the weirdest, most obscure thing you've ever Googled?
Okay. So Mary Jo sent me a list last night of some of the questions we talk about. And I told her, I'm like, I didn't want to prep for anything. Like, this is all very flowy, and we had a beautiful flow right before too. But this one I knew immediately, and I was like, I got to spend some time thinking about this because it was weird. But anyways, I'll get into it. This was several years ago, like 5-6 years ago. I remember I was driving from my then home in Hurricane out to Apple Valley. And I remember I was just going faster than everyone. And I was like, what is going on? Like, I'm going a few miles above the speed limit, but I don't feel like I just feel like everyone's going slow today. And I was like, I'm high energy. That's interesting. I wonder like if time perception is tied to like speed and stuff. Anyways, sat with that for like a week and I was like, this is so weird. But then I would notice too, if I was lower energy and tired, people would be cruising past me, but I'm like, I'm going the speed limit. So I Googled, is does energy and metabolism affect my perception of time? And Google basically was like, bitch, what are you talking about?
Was there AI? Like,
AI was not out yet. No. So I was trying to find articles or something. Doesn't exist. But that is very on brand for what a lot of my Googles look like. In human design, I'm a 5-1, which is, I think the 1 is an investigator. And so I get into some weird stuff. So I think that's probably the most obscure thing is, does my metabolism affect my perception of time and how I move through time or something?
Yeah. So, question for you. Did you ever find a clear answer?
Maybe I'll ask AI and see what comes up.
Can we do that right now? Can we Google
Can we
it?
debunk?
Yeah, I'm gonna Google it right now.
Okay. I'll put it in ChatGPT. You put it in Google or some other AI and we'll see.
Okay. Now, let me make sure does energy and metab.
I was basically asking it like my energy. Does my energy / metabolism, because they're one and the same, energy / metabolism affect my perception of time and how I move through time?
Hell yeah, I'm excited.
Going in deep right off the bat.
I hope you guys are ready for this. We haven't even introduced you. Ah, yes. What do you, oh, wait, you go first. Tell me what you get.
It's talking about your attention bandwidth expands when you're nourished and energized, so you notice more micro events in the same clock time. When tired or drained, you skip over details. And honestly, you've talked about this, Mary Jo. You've talked about the like, I can do 9 hours worth of work in an hour and vice versa.
Hmm.
1 hour of work over 9 hours. So there's something there. Okay, what did you find? Did it pull
That's
up
kind of
something?
cool. I love it.
Yeah.
It says, yes, there's evidence suggesting that your energy levels and metabolic rate, wow, if I can talk today, we'll get there, can
We'll get there.
influence how you perceive and experience time. Here's a breakdown: metabolism and the perception of time, metabolic rate and temporal resolution. What does that even mean?
What
Research.
is temporal resolution? Okay, sorry, keep going.
No, you're good. I don't have a clue. If you guys are listening and you're like, I know, comment if you're listening like in YouTube or in shoot, Spotify, like leave a comment so that other people who are listening can see this. Research indicates that metabolic rate is possibly associated with an organism's ability to perceive temporal information, measured by critical flicker fusion, CFF. Oh my gosh, this is getting deep. Guys, we're going to have to do an entire podcast on this.
I will dive so deep.
And open philanthropy. I really, guys, when it comes to reading words, like just give me a break here, okay? Because it's always like philanthropy.
You're killing it. I love it.
The CFF is the rate at which flashing lights appear at a constant light. In other words, a higher metabolic rate may mean a finer perception of the temporal flows of an event. Of events.
Temporal flows of an event. So temporal lobe, that's like the most evolved, biggest part of our brain. So what we're making meaning of it, I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
There's a bunch of other
Temporal.
stuff here, and I'm just like, I've got to dig deep now.
Yeah, send me that because same.
Yeah,
It's gonna be me and you leaving comments on the podcast. Like, here's what we found.
that's exactly
Temporal
what I was thinking.
resolution is how you can detect or process events in time, and it's like your brain's time acuity. Oh yeah, I need like 45 minutes to an hour with this. I might take that to the pool later.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it. I'm gonna go like even on a walk and just like, yeah, there's got to be something here. Okay, so I want to talk about the next one too because it talks about, and I know Ashley will be like, hell yeah, hormones, neurotransmitter, and time perception, dopamine. Studies show that an increased level of dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with reward and pleasure, can lead to overestimation of time, making it feel like time is passing more quickly. This could explain why time often seems to fly by when people are engaged in enjoyable activities. There's also like neuroepinephrine, serotonin, and it talks a lot about this. We're gonna do a whole episode on this, I swear. What's coming up? I want to know. Like,
Okay, I love it.
for you.
I love it. Okay. I don't understand the hormone piece, but I did recently read The Molecule of More, which is about dopamine. It basically says there's if we're gonna break it down into two groups of people driven by dopamine and people driven by oxytocin. Dopamine is the seeking one, like it mentioned, and then oxytocin is very present based. It's the love, it's the here and now, it's peace. But that dopamine, if it's seeking and we're wanting to get to the thing that we're seeking, it makes sense that we're moving more quickly because we're not just embodied in that like oxytocin here and now. And I was on my way to go get a tattoo. So I was pumped. I was feeling good. I knew what I wanted. Yeah. Okay. Wild. That's so fun. That's so fun.
Yeah, I want to get more into the science of things here because there's so much, like, I truly believe that science is like the spirituality side of things is scientifical. It just hasn't really been brought up. And there's a lot of times when I think about it, like, why haven't we figured this out? Like, why is there not enough research to back up so many of these things? And
Mm-hmm.
what always comes up is because we're not meant to. Like,
Mm,
it's meant to be this mystery. It's meant to be magical. It's meant to give you, and I'm getting cold chills right now. It's meant to give you cold chills.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I just got cold chills.
No.
It is. It
Yeah.
is meant to give you cold chills. And even I would bet a lot of that research and evidence and things are out there, but we haven't linked it to its corresponding pieces because it's meant to be magic and
Right.
that's very logic based and spirituality and all this stuff is very left brain and just feeling into it and trust and of
Yeah.
course there's reasoning for it, but we don't need to know.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. We're gonna get there one day,
Yeah.
maybe.
Well, thank you for that question. That was
Yeah.
hilarious and fun and got me excited to Google it some more.
I know. I'm gonna do some research here. We're gonna have a whole episode, I swear. Okay. I want to go into like your background. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, how you got into the personal development space, and like what has really like kept you here, growing and all of the things
Hmm. What's kept me here? I feel like that's the most pungent question. Okay,
here
so I'm
in the
from
space of
Utah.
growth.
Yeah. I'm from Utah. I just moved to Texas a few years ago. I got into my own personal growth, development, spirituality, that whole world. It's been 10 years now. Um, after going through some family traumas and seeing my mom move into personal growth and start to just like and reclaim her power and sovereignty and understanding of who she was and not the shoulds of life. And then she took the shoulds off me, and I was like, what she's doing is cool. I want some of that. So I started doing these seminars that were all about just like discernment and moving from right and wrong, black and white, to what's working for me and not working for me, and healthy communication, boundaries, like all of those quintessential tools that are, define this space. And did that for a few years, about 4 years. And then in 2020, COVID was happening. I was on TikTok all the time, as we all were. Hello, yeah, 9, 10 hours a day was no big deal. I was struggling. I was in a relationship I didn't like. I was drinking a lot. And simultaneously, I was like tapping into this spirituality and like meditation and fun things. So it was a weird kind of paradox, these two pieces of me. But I saw this girl promoting a breathwork class, and it was a group session, like $30. And she was basically like saying like, come get high off your own supply. And I was like, sounds lit. I'm in. It's so fun. Um, and I did it just from my bed on a Zoom call, and I was like blown away. It just felt like years of processing and healing and therapy all happening within an hour with no words. And I had all these memories and visuals come up. I went through so many emotions, and I just was like, wow, this is what I want to bring to my corner of the universe and my people. Like, I want my people to have this. So I got certified probably like 8 months later, maybe a year. And that's what started the journey. I was serving and bartending and just doing breath work on the side. But I knew from the moment I started doing it, like, this feels so fulfilling and feels so aligned and true. And the chills were happening and people were having experiences. I was just like, man, I want to be in this world.
Right.
But I'll wait till I'm older. I'm young. Um, so I moved to Texas, wanted to make some money doing real estate. I was still doing it on the side. Um, but I just kept listening to those nudges. Yep. And they just kept they just kept pulling me back and calling me into coaching training. Didn't know what a commitment that was going to be. But I just kept showing up. I just kept showing up to the call and to the little pings and the aligned moments and the conversations. And long story longer, end of December last year, or beginning of December, end of the year, I just knew it was time to quit. I had a lot of little things that were telling me I was done at that job. And then my boss left, who was like my protector from the big bad VP. He left and it's like, it's time. So I started my business full time back in December. And as much as I go through the imposter syndrome and the lows and the ebbs, what keeps me here are those pings and the conversations and the clients having a good session and me having a good session with you. And like, just when I'm in that space of I am so rooted and this feels so good, like that's what I cling on to. I keep that evidence and I just keep going forward.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. It's so beautiful. We're gonna dig into breathwork a little bit more because that's really some of the things that I want to provide the audience with because I know so many of you here have asked me questions about breathwork. You're like, tell me more. And what is always been on my mind is really just getting Ashley here. I talk about her in, some of my very first episodes back when this was Magic with Mary. And people will go back and listen to that. I've had clients go back and listen to that and be like, "How do I get a hold of Ashley? Like, tell me,
No.
and so I really just want to give you guys some more value in that space, and the perfect person to do it is Miss Ashley. Um,
Yay.
yeah. Okay, so before we dig into more breath work, I want to talk a little bit about because Ashley and I have done a lot of work together. So Ashley has actually done some life coaching with me, and also I've done some with her. So we're going to talk a little bit more about her life coaching certification and all of that later. But we'll start here with the mindset with Mary stuff. So
Yay.
working with me, what is one thing that my program has taught you that you didn't know before?
Mm, such a beautiful question. The biggest piece that I got from working with you is truly, I just got chills again. Do I call it out every time? Or
Yeah.
do we just let them happen? Um,
And instead
true.
of drinking every time we say cold chills, just take a deep breath.
We're taking a deep breath game. We're playing a deep breath game.
Yeah.
That's so funny. That was good. um, Seeing to believe that I truly can change my mindset and beliefs and that will affect my reality. Um, and it's hard to really put into words what that answer or that sentence means to me. Because I've been in this work and it's like, yeah, of course we can all change. We can all make those little, but when I started working with you, I realized there were those deep rooted things that I'm like, well, that's just how I am. That's how my family is. Um, I know you'll remember like me going through the outlier belief shift with
Yeah.
like, I'm not them. And really being able to see the evidence that I can actually change my mindset and my world and the way I respond in my world and my energy from something that felt so finite of like, it's literally my composition. It's literally who and where I came from. That was so powerful. And I did it in one area of life specific, like we were very focused on this one goal. Um, but the way that that's shifted my whole world of I'm an outlier. I choose. Like that is just so powerful. The not only mindset work, but mindset into beliefs, into my emotional response to life, into my actions, into my whys. Like, anyways, I could go on and on. But that trigger point of really understanding that I'm in charge and I really can make any change I want to make and I can accomplish anything I want to accomplish. And the ripple effect from all of that, and you being there at every point, like,
Mhm.
okay, this is next. Like, you just really know how to roll with it and take it to that next level. So,
It's my favorite
so
thing to
grateful for
do is
that.
challenge your thoughts.
You love poking at them.
I think I drive my clients nuts in the first month because it's really like it can feel very confronting. It's like,
Hmm.
wait, like, is that true? Like these thoughts that we have on a daily basis, and are they really true, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was frustrating. It was frustrating. I was like, no, really?
I
And
love
I'm
that.
like, what am I defending?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you hang in there and you do the work and you allow your mind to really start to reprogram, and then you start to see it in real life and you feel it. Like you feel it on a deeper level.
Feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real change. It's not a placeholder or temporary, very powerful.
Yeah. 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 And the reason why I really got into it is because I did my own life coaching and, a lot with Ashley and had another coach as well. And I've learned that in exactly kind of what Ashley says, like even though like we can't always control the circumstance. Like we get to control how we respond.
Hmm.
And that literally shifts into this ripple effect throughout our life. Feels good.
Mm-hmm.
Feels
Feels good.
good. Even when things are shitty, it feels good because you're like, oh wait, I get to change this.
It's a circumstance.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And your clients will know the circumstance, thought, belief, emotion, action. The thing that doesn't change is the circumstance, and how empowering that is. Like, everything else we can change.
Yeah.
So the circumstance doesn't matter, baby.
Mhm. It is what
Yeah.
it is.
I love that. It's
Is
a
what it
great
is when
tool.
it comes to circumstance. We get to change the rest, and the
Yeah.
results get to change. Yeah. Tell me, okay, so if someone was interested in working with me, like why would you recommend them to do so?
Mm. First of all, they don't even have to be interested in working with you.
Yeah.
I'm a recommend them to do so. Um, I, as you know, have sent people to you, and my favorite person in the world, my mom, works with you. Um, the Mary Jo difference is your level of care and true chills attunement. You are attuned to every one of your clients. And I know that because you've also sent me people that have done breath work and they've talked about you and your experience with them. And I've had mine and my mom's. Not only do you show up for the session, but you're thinking about your people as you move through your life. Oh, this will serve them. And I know that as you continue to grow and get busier, it'll be probably a little harder to be making EFT things for individuals one on one, but you'll have such a library
Yeah.
because we all go through the same things at different times, um, or similar things in different contexts at different times. But your attention and love is part of who you are. And I know that sometimes this calling gets overwhelming for anyone and everyone, and you keep doing it because of your people and how much you love them. And I've worked with a lot of people and a lot of different practitioners, and I've never ever seen someone do the extra work and the text and the this made me think of you and I created this for you and these questions came up I wanted to ask you for you to sit with. There is just truly no one like you in that with that much love and power. So that's my testimony of just how that's the difference. That's the difference, not just the content and the knowledge, but the love that's with it.
You're gonna make me cry. I love you.
I love you.
Yeah, and I love like thank you so much. That means the world. It's it's crazy to hear you say that because it's like I look up to you so much. Like, oh, I just like the generosity and the genuineness that you get from Ashley and like how much she is constantly like thinking about how she can, take these day-to-day things that she's learning and also like share them with her people and let them grow and expand and like learn in their own way. Like I've always just been so amazed at you like getting on Instagram and sharing like the hard things and like how
Mm,
you've overcome that. And I just,
mm,
yeah, so it's
love you.
I love that coming from you because I feel the
Um,
same way. So
mirror. Just holding up a mirror.
I
Oh,
love it.
thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Let's dive in a little deeper. Let's talk breath work.
Okay.
Okay, we talked a little bit about what brought you to become a breathwork facilitator. How has that really helped transform your life and also the others that are a part of this journey with you that you've gotten to work with? And even your
Mm,
family. Like I know your family members are also a part of this journey with you, which is so freaking awesome.
hmm
Like you have impacted so many people.
Oh, that makes me feel uncomfy, but thank you.
Oh no, compliments.
Oh no. Compliments. Breath work. Okay, like I mentioned, I've done a lot of modalities. I've had a lot of value poured into me from so many modalities, and I've loved seminars, I've loved coaching, I've loved therapy, I've loved neuro-linguistic programming, I've loved rapid eye therapy, I've loved Reiki, like you name it, foot zoning, I want it all. I love it all.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, but breath work, not but, and breath work scratched this itch of like my innermost wounds and gave them space to breathe and be loved. And it somehow brought light to this like black hole that I've just was always trying to fill. And I still catch myself trying to fill. I got a hella addictive personality. I'll call myself out. um, this this work is very subconscious, physical body. Hi, son. My cat. Physical body and spiritual. Like those three worlds really melding, and the breath subdues your logical mind. I think we'll probably get into that a little later. But because your logical mind is not really involved in this process, it allows for that magic and the spiritual and the things to just come up, be processed, be moved through, be felt. And so often our brain is trying to explain why we might be feeling something so that we don't have to feel it. Like, oh, it makes sense that that's there because this, so it's okay. Like, just, and this is going on. We can't do that. All of this to say, to set the logic aside and to just feel and be in it has changed the way I move through the world. I feel like who I was in 2019 versus today, I move slower with more ease and softness, and my shoulders can like finally drop. Like there's just this peace and calm that came from it. Um, and more or less, that is what I see it bring to clients, and people that have found meaningfulness from this work is that like I'm trying to make sense of like it's just all up here, all up here, all up here, and then they bring it into their body and get some true wisdom, and they get to finally implement all of this and allow the emotions and the physical body to have a conversation, and there's just this softening and this offloading and bringing in chills and bringing in of wisdom and clarity to just move through life differently.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. It's kind of hard to put into words, and I'm sure you might say the same because it's just such a trip of an experience that you're
Mhm.
like, how to words.
How to
Yeah,
words.
how to words. Did I answer the question fully?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I kind of went off, but
That's the way I like it. That's
I
the way I
like
like it.
it. Two
Yeah.
ADHD girls here.
Yeah, and I'm actually gonna
Good.
skip down a question or two just because I think it's gonna lead right into so it's gonna we're all over the place here, but that's because and I'll be honest, most of us here are probably ADHD. If you're listening, like either you're probably on that same spectrum or you're distracted or you're like, no, I'm just listening because I like these bouncy ass girls.
Bouncy ass girls, what it do?
Yeah, actually, while we're here on that subject, you guys don't see my feet. Right now, I have them folded and crossed, but a lot of times underneath the table, I'm like,
Bouncing, 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 bouncing.
yeah. Okay.
I love it.
Okay. Here's what I really want to dig into from that because you mentioned some like ability to process trauma on a much deeper level. For me, what I've recognized that as I've been working through past traumas, as I've been working through and I'll just like for me, there's been some like really, you call it big T trauma, right? Like when there's a big, what do you call that? I'm not 100% sure.
Well, I now don't believe in big T, little t trauma, but we'll
I
say
want to
big
know
event.
more.
Yeah. Okay, should I just speak on
Yeah,
that real
do
quick?
that and then we'll go. Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep it short. We'll pop right back in. I just finished a book called Unbroken, I believe. I'm gonna write it down. I'll text it to you in case you want to put it in the show
I
notes.
will absolutely put it in the show notes.
It's a book about trauma. She is a beautiful author. She does a wonderful job of explaining trauma, what it is, what it encompasses, how to move through it. And basically, she's a psychologist, of course. She says that our brain, the part of our brain that reacts to trauma, is very primitive and it has no understanding of big T, little t trauma. And so people will often be like, oh my gosh, like one of her examples was this lady she works as an EMT and she sees traumatic stuff every day. Well, she's coming in, she's dysregulated and she's trying to figure out why. And she's like, well, this is going on at work, this is going on, but she's lit up. She loves it. Well, there was a little thing that happened on the side that she didn't tell her therapist for months because she thought it was irrelevant. And it was her boyfriend had left her and they were only together for 2 months. But that is what caused the trauma. It didn't matter that she was an EMT doing these big, crazy things. Like that didn't traumatize her. Her being abandoned from this man that she was just set on loving and being with, like he left. And so it felt inconsequential to her, but it triggered the trauma response and that dysregulated her. So, anyways, I know all of that to say there is still like those bigger events that are traumatic. Um, but yeah, I don't believe in big T, little t trauma anymore.
It makes sense. So I've heard that before, and I talk about it a little bit in one of my episodes. So one of my um if you guys are from the Utah area or Cedar City area, you might know. A lot of people listen from here, but if you're not, her name is Natalie Packard. She's a trauma therapist. I think she works with like PTSD quite often. Um, Mostly people who have really been through like I think even like officers and things like that who have gone through stuff like that. She came into a retreat that I was on a few like it's probably been like 5 or 6 years ago, and she's talking to us about trauma, and she shares this idea that like the bee sting is just as impactful as like this massive thing that happens because of your like right this primal brain, like you get this sting from a bee and then it's like, oh shoot, like every time I see a bee now I don't like
Mm-hmm.
right. So it can be on those like it's the same almost response, but like yeah,
Depending on, yeah, I get what you're saying.
I don't know
Like,
where I'm going with this, but yeah.
well, I think about what you teach too. Like now we're wired to when we see a bee, protect ourselves. And it's the same as we accumulate these traumas, whether they're big or little. Um, we start to protect ourselves and create beliefs around all bees are stingers and like all the, so I gotta protect and get small and be safe and avoid. And that's where that mindset comes in to show us that, we don't have to have all this protection. Thank you, brain, but it's not that.
Yeah. 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 So freaking powerful. I love these little side tangents. I think they're super helpful because it's just like these little like nuggets of wisdom.
They're important.
Hmm. Yeah.
They are the secret sauce.
Yeah. So, and I love it because this is the work, right? This is where you really start to question, like, is there really big T trauma and little T trauma? Like, just because everyone's always said it doesn't mean it's true, right? Like,
Mhm.
just because,
Mhm.
this one seemed bigger because that's what most people say is bigger. Like, this is a trauma that's bigger because everyone else says it's bigger. But this was just as impactful, even more.
Mhm.
Um, so I started listening to a podcast a while ago about complex trauma.
Oof.
Where that like, and so that's kind of where I was going with this is like I've had some really like memorable experiences where these traumas have happened, right? Or supposedly the big T's, but then also the complex, right? And a lot of people I think that come here and the clients that I work with, we've been through the complex shit, right? The piece of the things that we are told, it's really just these stories and these things and this like constant reinforcement of
Mhm.
not enoughness and you see it a lot in the ADHD relationships. Very unintentionally. I feel like it's just something that's very connected. And I also feel like there's a connection to the ADHDer and the narcissist, and we attract those people, right? Even the borderline personality people, right? And
Mhm.
the people pleasing and all of that. And so there's this mesh of complex shit.
Is that so complex trauma? Is that just like compounding events that
Yeah.
create
Let me look up.
a traumatic response?
So I'm giving you the exact definition. Complex trauma, also known as complex post-traumatic stress disorder, is a mental health
Oh.
condition that develops from repeated, prolonged exposure to traumatic events, often interpersonal, and involving a sense of betrayal and
Oof.
helplessness.
Oof.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. I just want to say too, like we can say big T, little T trauma. That just came up, and I was like, "Ooh, this is an important little thing." But for the sake of conversation, it is helpful. But
yeah,
I just hope that the listeners hear that and go, "Oh, cool, I'm fucking valid. Cool, I
yeah.
needed that."
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, me too, because it really is. And you've actually validated this for me before because I've shared situations with you. And I remember telling you, like, I know that doesn't seem like a big deal. And you were like, wait a second. It is, who's to
Yeah.
say, like, what you've gone through is, even if you think it's not big, it probably is. And the
Mhm.
impact that it makes on you in everyday life, like,
Yeah. Yeah, if how you're moving through the world doesn't feel good and you feel triggered and heightened and like, then there's something there.
yeah.
And it's not to say, like, I know that there's big conversations right now about like everything's traumatic and everyone's triggered all the time. I get that. Like, them not having the pumpkin spice at Starbucks isn't actually traumatic. But the point is to just dig a little deeper and take the shoulds off of what trauma should look like. What
Mhm.
affected you? Like it deserves to be loved and seen, whether it was something that is seemingly big or small. And your people and your coaches and the people that love you will see that and love on that.
Yeah, yeah, they will. Yeah, I think the having the one-on-one coaching, is is so important just for that aspect. To have
Yeah.
somebody there to, remind you because you're not always going to get that in your day-to-day relationships.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to see those blind spots.
Yeah. So, um, so in this trauma work, when I've been in sessions with you, I've come with an intention it, to clear trauma, and when I say clear, I don't mean like get rid of it, but also I think more or less just to say like to heal it, right? Like I've come with that intention.
Mm.
When you're in a breath work session, when somebody comes, is it essential that they make that intention if they're wanting to process it, or is if they come and all of a sudden it just comes up, like what do you have to have the intention, or is it gonna come up if you're ready?
Mm, mm. That's such a good question. If you come with the intention and you're not ready, it won't come up. If you don't come with the intention and some other intention and you're ready, it will come up because somehow it's tied to that intention. Or if you have the intention and it doesn't come up, it's because there was something first that needed to be some layer that needed to be sifted through rather than just excavating down and reopening a wound that is still scabbing, you know?
Mhm.
So every session is so different, but what I tell people, and this remains true for everyone I've done this with, is your body and your subconscious mind will not betray you. It will bring up what you are ready for. It will push you to your edges. And so if you've been doing some work, you may go a little deep. It's like, hey, here, you're ready. Let's move through this, and you're going to have a big experience. But again, your mind, your logical mind's not turned on, so it's not the same attachment to it and spinning. It's the feeling, it's the remembering, it's the moving through and the releasing.
Yeah.
Now, if you feel like you're ready and you want to do it and you just want to get through it to get to the other side, usually there's some force there. But they're still going to get, those clients are still going to get something they need. And it's usually something about like, slow down. Like you can't rush your healing. This is here to serve you. Where you're at right now is so perfect. And today was just about meeting yourself and honoring where you're at or whatever it is. But yeah, it's kind of it's a messy art, but I think the biggest piece is that it finds your edges, but it doesn't push past them.
Yeah. Yeah. Why would you recommend breath work for those who are on their healing and personal development journey?
Mm. I recommend it when there is a feeling of overwhelm or unbearableness to something or stuckness. Um, and I have a lot of clients who will do it every few weeks just to regulate their nervous system. They have a high stress life, they've got a job and kids and they're moving, whatever it is, like they just need to regulate. But most of the time, I don't recommend it that often. I recommend it for those scenarios of like stuckness. And I know you've sent me clients where you're like, they've been doing so good and we're like at this wall, and there's just got to be some like physical
Mhm.
integration or clearing to get to that next step. Um, I do it for myself when I catch myself getting dysregulated quicker and quicker. Like I can't stay in my calm for very long before I'm back to this and like rushing through my day and just panicked and yeah. Blah.
Yeah.
Um, but truly it comes down to like trust yourself. If you feel called to it, there's probably something there for you. And if you want to feel called to it, it'll come. You'll
Yeah.
be reminded of it when it's time.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna talk about at the end how you can get a hold of Ashley so that if you're like, okay, I'm curious, I want to know more. And I'm also gonna put that information in the show note link,
Shunut. Shunut.
the show notes. You will find in the show notes a link to reach out to Ashley. Okay,
Very good.
so tell us a little bit, and you kind of already dug into like how it like kind of pushes below the subconscious like it almost drops you into your body. Tell us a little bit more about the science of breath work.
Oh, let's go. Let's fucking go. Okay. So you are getting, you're essentially putting your body into alkalosis. And if any of your
Yep.
listeners are medical or nurses, they'll be like, whoa,
So
they'll know.
tell us what that means. Like I know that people are gonna be like, what is
Yes.
alkalosis?
Alkalosis. So alkalosis is this state of, that is when your logical mind is subdued and you are in the body. This can happen when people are having panic attacks. You know, that sounds scary. But the reason the body goes into that, and I'll explain what's happening in just a moment. The reason the body goes into alkalosis when people have panic attacks is because there's so much going on up here. The body's trying to protect itself and get back into the body. So it tightens muscles, it sends tingles, it subdues the mind because it's just spinning up here.
Mm.
And the breath rate increases. Usually panic attacks are um sorry if that's triggering for anyone. I guess if you're here, you want to be, right? You want to be poked at a
Yeah.
little bit.
No, we
Um,
yeah. For those of you, we love you, and yeah, you can always pause
sorry.
and come back later when you're ready.
Yeah, take a few deep breaths, baby. We'll have some breaths coming in a minute. Um, but that breath, it just kind of happens automatically to make those body systems come online. So here's what's going on. Our oxygen is always pretty high. It's at like, think about when you go to the doctor and they put a little sensor on and it's at like 98, 99%, whatever. It's always pretty high, but our carbon dioxide levels are relatively low. So we breathe in oxygen that nourishes our cells. It picks up waste, carbon dioxide from the cells, and that's what we breathe out. So as we do this breath, we're breathing deeper. It's a belly chest exhale. And we're breathing in more. And as you do this specific breath pattern, it raises the levels of carbon dioxide removal in the body. So it's just happening at a more rapid rate. So the body goes, oh, we're coming online. We're doing some healing work. We're clearing the cells. We're clearing waste. Now we're going to turn off what's not necessary. And you're laying there in a safe space. We've done a meditation. Your brain, about 10 minutes in, gets the cue it's okay to shut down. And that's when your logical mind is subdued. And you're still conscious, but it starts to feel very subconscious. And it almost is like you're in an awake dream. Would you say that's an accurate description?
No, I don't. I mean,
I would love to hear your experience too, because everyone's is
yeah.
so different.
So what's coming up for me is like, I want to go off script here a little bit and ask you, like, do people typically have like these visuals through this, right? Because I've seen a lot of it, but also I've talked to one of my clients who have done it before, and she mentioned like I didn't feel anything yet, but maybe it was because she's not quite there to that, like it right now we're just kind of like remove, I don't know, just pulling and
Yeah.
maybe we're just not fully there. Um, does that question make sense?
Yes. Yes. So everyone experiences a little differently. And I'll tell people who are having a second, third, fourth, fifth session, drop your expectations. It can be physical, it can be mental, it can be emotional, right? Like you could very much be feeling your muscles tensing, aches coming up. The breath is clearing some physical ailment stuff. If it's mental, it's organizing some information is a better term. Clearing stuff out. If
Filing.
it's emotional, yes, filing. If it's emotional, there's stuff stored that's been repressed that it's pulling at. So when people, and I've had a good handful, I'd say probably 10% of people that do breath work, their session, they don't quote unquote drop in. There's a safety. They don't feel safe to drop in.
Mm.
Or there is a belief that if they get what they intended, something that they secretly want or like the secondary gain will be lost. If I reach my intention, then I lose X and I don't want to lose X, which again is a safety thing. I don't feel safe enough to drop in and release that.
Yeah.
So that's usually what comes up. The visuals vary person to person. Like if you're a very
Right.
get into some woo-woo stuff like third eye chakra person and you close your eyes and you visualize a light coming down, like yeah, do you visualize that light or do you feel it through your body? It's kind of like how there's different learning styles. People are going to have different
Right.
parts of their body come online in those sessions.
So this like lucidness that you're mentioning, Like it's not always the visuals. It's sometimes just the feeling like you're kind of just like I know sometimes it feels like I'm just kind of like floating when I do these
Yeah.
sessions. It's like like
Hmm.
you see it like people like I don't know. I'm trying to think of a movie where like she floats up and then like a Disney movie, where it's like, what is
She's in Pocahontas in the leaves.
that's it?
There it
Yeah.
is. Yes.
And so would you say that maybe because I have more of these visuals, it's because I've like been doing the work for a long time and I'm more open and more open to the visuals, right? Because I used to really struggle to visualize things. There was
Mm.
like this resistance because
Mhm.
it's like, oh, wait, no, that's not safe. Let's tuck that away. Let's not even see it because if you see it, then you're actually going to feel it and experience it, right? But when you're,
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I'm just thinking because like if you've hit that 10-minute mark and you really start, your subconscious mind really starts to subdue, like, is there still going to be some resistance for some people who maybe haven't been doing the work for a while?
Hmm. Yeah, it's very different in like your question of like, is it because I've been doing it for a while and you meditate and you're leaning in and you've got this practice where you're coaching and you're very in this work all day, every day, like all of the parts of life are going to affect it, right? And someone who's not getting visuals or not getting tingles or like really dropping in, it's not that anything is wrong. It's literally just information that here's where you are right now. It meets you where you're at. And sometimes that's hard to swallow, like, ugh, but it's just like, baby, like you just needed to lay down and breathe for a minute.
Yeah,
That's okay.
yeah,
Like where you are is so perfect. And that like a lot of people get the tetany where the muscles tense up, crab claws, and the tight lips. I don't ever really get that. So alkalosis is always what's happening, but how your body responds to it is very bio individual
mm,
and has to do with your state and yeah, your feelings of safety and ease and comfortability with yourself and comfortability with me. Like there's so many things at play.
yeah. So for somebody coming in for their very first time, maybe hoping to receive that, you mentioned like no expectations. I think we've talked about this before, or if you guys have, and I believe it's episode 4, I talk about how to meditate. I read this book once called Stress Less, Accomplish More. And I think we've talked about it we've talked about it
You've
one-on-one before.
mentioned that book. Yeah.
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 And it's really like people can get really frustrated, right, about this meditation process and never really being able to drop in and get the visuals and have this intuitive like, right? And it's almost like the more you're like, I want it and like trying to force that outcome of it,
Mhm.
like it's almost like if you let go of it, that's when it comes. When you start to
Yes.
like, yeah. So if somebody's coming in their very first time and they're wanting to be able to drop in sooner, so to speak, like drop in,
Mhm.
um, what advice would you give them for just being able to let go or to be
Mm.
able to let go of the expectation and just to be grateful for what it's doing for them?
Mhm. Oh, good question. And I would give this advice to you in your life right now to all the listeners like, whatever's coming up, let it be here. If it's expectations, let them be here. Like, oh, I've got expectations. Okay. Invite them. If we're in a breathwork session, I'm going to say, invite those emotions, those thoughts, those expectations, the frustration, the nervousness. Invite all of it to just be here and receive the breath, feel it in your body. Same with your life. Like when you feel that resistance or you're in an ebb or you just feel shitty, like we all do it. And I feel like the easiest way to move through that is to let go of the need to move through it
Yeah.
and to just let it be there and give yourself some grace of like, I'm a human experiencing the human condition, and maybe this has something for me. I'm gonna just let myself be there. Because people do still come in with expectations and they still get what they want to, but when it's that like grasping, because an intention is like a very nice form of an expectation.
Yeah.
or a
I've
goal
never thought of it
maybe.
that way. Yeah.
Yeah, like here's what I expect to create, right? Um, just a softer form, but when we can let it go, it usually just flows a little easier, especially as women. Especially as women.
Yeah. We're really good at like,
I need it.
yeah,
We love control.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay, so a lot of people listening to the podcast love to learn about manifestation. In fact, what like I get from my listener um analytics is that anytime I put manifestation into the podcast, I get more views.
They're like,
So,
yes, please.
yes, please. I'm listening to you guys. Just so you know, I'm listening to you. I hear you. Let's talk about manifestation for a minute. A lot of people love it here. So can you share how breath work can really help you accelerate that process?
I love that that was the next question because I had that thought in our last little chunk, just barely of like, it's like manifestation when you're grasping at it and you need it to happen. You're trying to force, like, it just, but then when you let it go, like your mini manifestations, they just pop right up. Or
Yeah.
something that you don't have much attachment to, like, I want to see a red balloon, or you've been thinking about something and it shows up. It's because there's not this like grasping at it.
Yeah.
Um, so I just wanted to add that little side note. As far as breath work helping manifestation, I would say the biggest impact it has on that actual process is clearing space. So when we're manifesting, we're raising our subconscious self-worth to believe we are worthy of achieving that thing or creating, getting that thing, right? And to do so, we've got to clear out the shit that is the negative beliefs, the actual items, whatever it is. So doing breath work, it is, I always ask people, my intention questions are, what do you release? What do you want to release? What do you want to receive? And what's your favorite song? But it's that, I would say that's the biggest piece for manifestation. It's clearing space. It's giving you those little pieces that you've been seeking of like, why can't I? Why haven't I yet? Here's this emotion or old memory or belief or something, and you're going to get some clarity around it too, and some new insight or wisdom or whatever your experience is. But clearing space is the biggest piece, making capacity. And I know you are so good with capacity. I love when you talk about capacity. It's so empowering and so powerful. It's just one of those ways to create more capacity. And I
Yeah.
know you've got a podcast on it too. It's the clearing out.
Yeah. Yeah. I just so you guys know, my capacity work, like the stuff that I talk about when it comes to capacity, it wouldn't be anything without Ashley. Like
Girl, what?
she drove that. Oh man. Yeah, just helping me really understand capacity, right? Because sometimes there's this point, right? Like, and you guys will really hear me talk a lot about doing more, doing more, doing more. And that can feel super overwhelming, right? And it really depends on the kind of person you're at. Before we even started this podcast, we were talking about like, you know, how, help me with this one a little bit. We talked a little bit about like you responding, right? Like when it comes to
Mhm.
podcasting, you responding to the podcast and me driving like this like
Yes.
creation and
Mhm.
like seeking, right?
Yes, you are. So,
Right.
for those interested in human design, or if you like human design, Mary Jo is a manifesting generator, and she is a creator. She's an initiator. She's a doer. She's the leader. I mean, think about all of her
Yeah.
courses and like the platforms that she has things plugged in. They're so curated, and no one can do it quite like her because it's literally in her design to do so. So capacity is a big piece of that. Like to have capacity to show up to those pings. And here's just a little piece for you too that I learned recently. I've been really digging into human design. Manifesting generators are meant to have like big action and then deep rest. And then big action and then deep rest. It's not consistent where a generator is literally just always going, but we're responding to what you're creating.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes so
Isn't
much.
that fun?
Yeah, it is. But it like I love it because, I was telling her, like, I've got to grow my capacity. I've got to grow my capacity. And Ashley's like, wait a second. Like, what was the question you asked me? I can't remember, but it really got me thinking.
I don't remember. We've had several conversations about it.
But anyways, what it really drove for me was just like, oh, wait, like growing my capacity sometimes is sitting with it,
Mm,
like sitting with where I am and that appreciation, right? Like instead of just like, oh, I've got to get, grasp, 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 and just
yeah.
go and
Mhm.
sit with it, right? The capacity can't grow unless you sit with it for a minute, unless you allow yourself to enjoy it. And I
Mm,
always talk about like the universe, like your parent, right? Your parent really wants you to sit with whatever it's given you. You asked for it, it responded, it gave it to you. To grow
enjoy.
your capacity to do more also means that you can appreciate it and sit with it for a minute and be
Mm,
in it.
yeah. Like you
And
did that work.
yeah.
Yeah. As I think of this analogy of like climbing Mount Everest, and we're climbing, 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 and we hit a base camp where we get to like get food, get supplies, look at how far we've come, readjust to the oxygen levels here, and then we go again. So we're enjoying while simultaneously like recalibrating and then doing the capacity work again. But it's always there, right?
Yeah. That makes so much sense. I love analogies. A
I love a
lot.
good analogy.
Me too. It really just it makes this whole like when you think of inner growth, like it's so intangible.
It is.
Yeah. But you can make it tangible and yeah, like and then your brain gets on board.
Yeah, it's
And your
like,
brain's
oh,
like, "Oh,
Everest? Yeah,
sure. Cool, I get it."
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Capacity like a cup? Okay, yeah. I know cups.
Yeah.
Oh, so funny.
Okay. To kind of like finish out the breath work piece of this, and then we're going to talk a little bit about your coaching and what you're doing there. Can you give us some applications, some like takeaways that we can use? And if you can give us a couple different examples for different circumstances, right? Like
Mm,
anxiety, feeling grounded, calling in energy, um, just so that we have like a golden nugget to take with us and actually
yeah.
implement today,
Yes.
either right after this session or
Yeah. Apply right now. Love it. Love it. Yeah. The breath work that I facilitate is like you got to do that when you're laying down with a person because you're going to be in a whole different stratosphere. So don't do that in the car. But
1.5
yes, I
hours of lucid dreaming.
but as I've been a facilitator, I've just picked up other nuggets of breaths and learned the power and the role of the breath. And it's literally the one constant that's there our entire lives, which was pretty crazy. Um, so here is my like the golden rule of breath for change. If you're wanting to change state in some way, a longer inhale is going to give you more energy. That's going to activate your sympathetic nervous system, which is the energizer bunny that's going and that's doing. So, okay. And then to get out of high energy or high alert or fight or flight, even, or this, longer exhale is going to calm your nervous system and get you into a parasympathetic state. So if you take nothing else, I'm going to show you a few specific breaths that are fun and activate these. But if you take nothing else away, slower inhale activates, slower exhale or longer deactivates,
Okay.
decompresses. Okay. So that can even look like a 5 count and then a 1 count out and vice versa. And you'll feel it after 3 or 4 breaths. It's pretty crazy. So you don't need a lot of time. You don't need to go get in a corner and like do it while you're doing what you're doing. Okay. So
Wait, can I stop you here for a second? So
yes.
like, say you're that 3 o'clock slump hits and you're like, I gotta take a quick little break. I have to work for 2 more hours. Like the long inhale out would help, bring somebody back into this energized state where they can, go to this next meeting that they have at 3:30 and finish out their day when
Yes.
they're like,
Yes. I'm exhausted. Yes. Now, if you're feeling drained, like you've been going all day and you're feeling tired, but you've got to keep going, then I would say take the first half of your little 5-minute break to get into the parasympathetic, slow down, integrate. Even that like 1 minute of breath can restore your body. And then do the elongated inhale to get back into energy. Because if you're go, 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 go exhausted and you just try and like, it's almost going to feel like a sugar rush
yeah,
because your body needs a little moment of like, holy fuck.
yeah. Like let's bring it down here for a minute before we re-energize. Yeah,
Yes. And then that energy that you get from coming at it from here will feel more
yeah,
steady.
yeah.
Yeah. Love it.
So
So
helpful.
there's your nugget. Here's a few breaths. I'm gonna show 3, I think. I would say take what one resonates, and be playful with it. Just play with your breath, Google them. Like, there's no right way. You're gonna feel it in a bio-individual way. Again, everybody's body's different. Okay. This one I love for like pre-interview, pre-workout, pre something that you want like eye of the tiger energy.
Mhm.
It's a little more intense than just a longer inhale. It's called the breath of fire. And if you think about the 4 elements, fire is activating, it's moving, it's energy. Um, so breath of fire is short breaths. So it's like in through the nose, out through the mouth like this. I'm going to back away from my mic and show you just a few. So it's like this. You can do it for about 15, 20 seconds, and then you end with
And your teeth are like clenched, kind of, and it's like coming out the side.
try it. I love it. Yeah, like you're saying shh, shh. Oh
And then
yeah, the mic's
one
kind of
you would.
out. Was
Is
mine
it?
cutting out?
Yeah. I feel like I'm spitting on the microphone
Yeah,
and
you will
on
be.
you. It's a good thing you're like in a whole nother
All the
state.
listeners are like, whoa, whoa. Yeah. Oh, and if you like, I'll be doing it in my car and spit's just flying.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
But it's fun.
And then the last one you just like long.
Yeah. I guess if we do it a little quieter, it'll pull through. So it's still cutting out. Well,
If
it's
you're
that.
watching on YouTube, this is like, by the way, if you're on like Apple podcasts or you're on something that's not showing the video, hop on over to YouTube or hop on over to Spotify because the video will be there so you can see us actually doing this.
There we go.
And maybe if Ashley's okay with it, I'll make a little snippet and we'll do like an Instagram short.
Yes, absolutely. I
Oh, I
can't wait
love that. It
for you to
does feel
try it.
good. Like, and to make that face, like,
Yeah, it's very lion energy. And after you do it for 20 or 30 seconds, you'll feel a little lightheaded and kind of like, whoo. And it just kind of brings everything back online. Very like get in your power energy. Okay, the next one. This is a new one that I love. I've been doing this one for a few months. If you're in your head or you experience anxiety, if it's up here noise, actually, that's not the new one, but we're going to stick with that. If it's up here noise, It's called the box breath. And maybe you've seen it, maybe you've done it. It's the 4 counts. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. Do we want to run a couple of each of these for people to follow along, or do you want just like, here's what they are?
Yeah, let's do one or yeah, let's do a couple of like,
Couple?
and if you're driving, like you don't have to feel like you have like probably not safe. So
This is okay. This one's
this is
safe for
okay.
driving.
This is something we can do in the car.
Yes, all of the breaths I'm showing you, safe for the car.
Okay, so I'm driving down the road. I'm good to go. Yeah.
Yes. Lion breath, don't do it for more than like 20 seconds, okay?
Yeah.
Pull over
Okay.
if you're going to be going hard. So, box breath, you're going to, in your head, in for 4, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, hold out, 2, 3, 4, in, 3, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. I already feel good.
Me too.
Even just counting. And the 1, 2, 3, 4 at the top and bottom can start to get a little longer. That's a sign of that calming. So this does 2 things. It activates the parasympathetic, which gets you calm, gets you re-regulated, and the counting, those 4 counts, gives the brain something to do because it's really busy. If I'm doing this, usually I'm thinking about things I need to be doing and like go and this and oh, I forgot this and da-da-da. So let your brain know, I trust you. I'm going to set my thoughts aside for just a minute so that we can move through these with focus. And trust your brain to pick up the information once you're done doing the breath. And it will.
I think
It'll
that can be one of the most challenging pieces to actually like, you know, set
I
that
don't think
aside.
about it, I'll forget.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and
You won't.
yeah, it'll come back up. That self-trust, which is so funny because I've spent my entire life like interrupting people, right? It's like this ADHD secondary um thing where you have to talk over people because you have to hurry and get this out or you're never going to remember it. And
It's
it's
gone. Yeah.
again, this is where the thought work and the work really comes in because it's questioning yourself. Like if I've always told myself that I can't remember things,
Mm,
then of course that's going to be the reality that I've created. But what if I
mm,
shift that and start to just become open to the idea that I can actually remember it? And when I set it down, it'll come back. And
yeah.
guess what? It always comes back. Always.
You
You
have
got to
some
give
good
yourself,
evidence of that. Like it really, oh,
you've got to
love that.
give yourself that trust though. And you don't, if you don't allow it, it doesn't grow. And so it's like, just open up to it and get curious. Like give yourself a few weeks, like say, I'm going to test this for like 2 weeks in a row. And if I'm like, at first, of course, the first week, you're probably going to be like, wait. Then again, like we all have a pen and paper typically in front of us. Like we can always write things down too. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I love that.
yeah,
Yeah, get it all out and then, okay, I'm gonna take a minute. It's
yeah,
out of me.
yeah, yeah,
Love it.
yeah.
Okay.
It can feel really like, I think uncomfortable to set something aside. But when we do, like we allow our self-trust to grow.
Mm-hmm. And simultaneously, trust in the universe, trust in our path,
Mhm.
trust that we don't have to do this all the time. It's so interesting because us women, we are driven by safety and security. Not all, but most women, safety and security. And our want to control is to make sure everything is good so that we're good and we're safe and we're secure and we're not going to get in trouble. We're not going to screw ourselves over. And handing off some of that to your higher power and to what you're manifesting and things, it's
Mm.
really beautiful to get to like co-create that. And you can speak to that like you've done it. You've done that like, wait,
Yeah,
I'm good.
yeah,
What if I trust myself? And it worked.
yeah. And I know, like I know that somebody's like, but wait, how? You give it that space. That's
Time.
it. That's it.
You take the risk. You push on that edge. It's going to be uncomfy. Growth is a fun word, but it's not fun actions all the time.
Yeah.
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 Give it that space. I love that.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, that was such a good little sidebar. Like
Yeah.
that's it. Those are the sauce moments.
Yeah. Okay. So we have some techniques to take with us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. I
Just
have
a
one
quick
more. Do you
little,
want it?
oh, one more. Yeah. Let's do that. And then will you do like a quick little recap of just like, so that at the
Here's
end
what
they
they
can
are.
like remember so we can embed it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So this one, honestly, these last two that I've shown you, the box breath and this one, can be interchangeable. I would say play with them. This one serves really well for like physical anxiety, tightness, feeling physiologically anxious, or just like reaction rather than response. So it's a deep breath in through the nose, and then a sharp inhale through the mouth, and then breathing out like you're breathing through a straw. So it looks like this.
Mm.
And that exhale will go for a minute. Like it takes a minute to get all the way out. I only need like 3 of those, and I'm like, I'm fucking chilling, dog. Unless I'm really cray cray, then a few more. But that's a beautiful one to really like get back into your body in a safe way. Because we are in our bodies already, but it's that anxiety and nervous responding energy to get back into that intentionality. And the intentionality is with the movements rather than the counting. So that's like the little minuscule difference. But play with them. So to recap, longer inhale gives you energy. Longer exhale gives you calm. And then we have our 3 breaths for you to try on. Take whatever one resonates and just play with it for a week. First one is the fire, breath of fire. Sharp inhale and exhale. The exhale is a sh sound, S-H-H-H, sh. Do about 30 of those, and then a long inhale through the nose and a long sh through the mouth. Second one is the box breath. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. Over and over until you're back, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know what this one's called, honestly. We'll call it the body breath, since it's more for the body, to bring the body into calm. Inhale through the nose, sharp inhale at the top, breathe out through the mouth like you're breathing through a straw.
Yeah. I love it. I've seen that one through like NSDR or Yoga Nidra
Ooh,
in
really?
those in the ones that I've listened to before. Like I've seen that a lot.
That like breathe in, sip in a breath.
Yeah.
Cool. Yoga Nidra is beautiful.
It's freaking powerful too. Yeah,
Mm.
because it's like it's using the breath and yeah, it's fun.
You'll have to send me, do you just follow him on YouTube, or do you
Yeah, YouTube. Something I'm
send
wanting
me
to
some of your
create more
favorites?
of and put into my library of tools. If you guys are curious what that looks like and
Ooh,
how to get it
yeah.
out of me, it's something I do for my one-on-one clients, but I have a launch coming, so stay tuned because there's some goodies for those of you who are not ready for one-on-one coaching quite yet. So, who are ready for maybe some like group coaching. So, stay tuned. Yeah,
Cool.
but also, yes, I love, and I'm just gonna open up this person right here and find it on YouTube because there is a amazing person that I listen to. And she does, you can even search like 5-minute ones. So if you're like got a quick, um, if you got like a quick break.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
Okay, so one of the first ones that comes up actually is Andrew Huberman, and that's the one where he has you blow out through like a straw.
Literal straw.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
so Andrew Huberman coded. He's like,
Yeah.
get the straw.
Yeah. He makes it like, so if you have if you're like wanting to show your husband some of these things too, like Andrew Huberman is somebody who they might resonate with more. I have a lot of people who are like, I want my, I want my husband to start growing with me. Their path might look a little different. My husband had to really get into some people like Andrew Huberman. Even just listening to Joe Rogan, people pop up and he'll start to learn more about mindset and manifestation, but it's a much different approach. So, little snippet of wisdom there. The person I listen to most, her name is Allie Boothroyd. Booth Booth Boothoid. Allie Boothoid on YouTube. Yeah.
Okay.
Some good
Cool.
nuggets.
Schnuggets.
Okay. So one of my favorite pieces to the breathwork part is that when you work with Ashley, she typically works with you afterwards to like, what came up and all of the things, assuming that you still do this with your
Yes.
clients. Ashley's like, wait, no, I don't do that anymore. I
It
know
kind of depends on the person and what
yeah,
they're feeling. But
yeah.
yes.
A lot of times, I get this opportunity when working with Ashley to share with her what came up for me. And it's always nice because I get coached through that process. And Ashley has also been doing some work on her life coaching cert. Remind me of the company that, or the Turning Leaf, right?
Yes. Yes. I'm doing it through Turning Leaf,
Yeah.
which if you're from Southern Utah, you may know of that place or know someone that's gone through their seminars or gone through their outpatient stuff. Like they do a lot of different things or Monday groups. Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm getting certified through them. I am 12 and a half out of 14 months done. I'm so ready to be done. It's been hard work. It has been very hard work, but very beautiful journey.
Yeah. 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 And I've had the pleasure of getting to like go through the 4 steps to confidence, which
Mm,
is, oh my gosh, I learned so much through that journey with you. So much.
love
And
it.
if you're a client, you've probably received some of the golden nuggets and wisdom that has come from what I got to learn from Ashley. So, yeah, it's
Love
just
that.
beautiful. Can you tell us a little bit more about like coaching and how like what brought you to life coaching and why you're wanting to move in that direction too?
Mm. Yeah, it started as one of those serendipitous conversations, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to make this work, but I did, and everything just kind of lined up one step at a time. Um, so what it is value-based coaching, where you do mindset coaching. Of course, all coaching is very like individual and it's what the person needs. But my focus is heavily on helping people find their values and moving in alignment with those and moving out of that black and white. And we do it through content pillars. So we've got 4 steps to confidence, the 7 laws, which is very much about like creating your bigger picture and working with the laws of the universe to move in that direction. And then the 8 essential coping skills, which is exactly what it sounds like. I honestly didn't think I wanted to get into coaching because I love breath work because it's wordless. It's spirit and they are getting their own information and getting that like deep sovereign like this is mine. And I believe so strongly in that and it's in my human design. It's part of my incarnation cross, which these are all just kind of random words if human design's not your thing.
Or at least intriguing, right? Like people are like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, I want to know more."
But yeah, look into human design. You just put in your birth info like astrology and then you can just start Googling stuff. But one of my purposes is to kind of move through this concept of individuality and poke at people and like pull them out of the cages and like, well, what about this? And question why you believe what you believe. Why do what you do? If you were to choose today rather than when you were little, would you choose differently? Things like that. So that all, anyways, to tie into coaching, I didn't think I wanted to do coaching because I so strongly believe that everyone's journey and everyone's answers are individual. And then when I opened my mind and got out of my black and white It was very much like, no, coaching is leading people to their own answers, just like you do too. I've been coached by you, and you ask these beautiful questions that help me self-reflect. Value-based coaching is very similar in that vein of like, here's what I see. What do you think of this? What would you do here? And just getting very in tune with those innermost values and pieces that drive us, and beginning to move ourselves forward from a place of what do I want to create and what do I value, rather than the shoulds and the should nots and the could haves and the would haves in life.
Yeah. Yeah, it really drives that intuitive response.
Yes.
Like as a
Yes.
coach, you're not there to tell like this is what you need to do. This
Mhm.
is, you know, like I have all of the things and here's the stuff. You take what works,
Yeah. Here's some
leave what
tools.
doesn't.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the answer lies within you.
Mhm.
And
Has
it's
to.
so cool to watch people like just grow.
And go, or to be like, and this is the beautiful piece of being a coach is like, so you said this, and they're like, I did. I'm like, yeah, like your answer just fell out of you, but I'm here to clock it and give it back
Yeah, yeah,
and apply. Very cool.
yeah, yeah. And then and so many like blind spots, right? So many. And
Yep.
then we get to expand from that. Yeah.
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 Love it.
So I have a couple more things for you. I want to be able to let you, get off to your day.
I'm going swimming, baby. This has been the highlight of my day.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, two things here. A little bit off topic of coaching, but also really like on topic of coaching because a lot of people here are, um, they're wanting to create a business or in the first stages of,
Mm.
actually creating the business or they're already in the thick of it. And you have some marketing background as well, right? Your degree marketing or
Mhm.
right? Am I correct in saying that?
Business admin, but I did do an emphasis in marketing, so
Nice. Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah, business admin it's the whole
That's
piece
the
though, right? You
kit and
get all
caboodle.
of it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Tell us a little bit, like if you were to give advice on this.
On starting a business.
Yeah, just all of it in
Mhm.
general. What like what would you share? Like how can I'm changing the what I put in there. I'm going more intuitive here. How can people showing up more authentically help them grow their business? A lot of what I've learned from Ashley is like really just showing up as your genuine self, the
Mm.
authenticity, giving yourself grace. Um, Share with us how you would implement that into a business and how that can help that grow.
Yeah, wow. Beautiful question. There's such a balance between like strategy and following guidance from your soul, from your passion, from your purpose. The first thing that came up when you started asking the question is a little different than the authenticity piece, but I want to share it anyways. Um, when you're starting, embrace the chaos and find your way. Let it be chaotic. Don't try and rush it. There is an order to things, and it's going to feel like, man, I thought I'd be here in this time. Like, there is an order to things. Let it be beautiful. Let it be fun. Um, but yeah, it's chaotic. So just embrace embrace the chaos and find your way. And that kind of moves into the authenticity piece. Authenticity is my number one value of my 10 core values. Authenticity is number one. And it holds the same definition for me that beauty holds. I define both of those as the ability of something to do or be exactly what it is. And in creating a business, going back to this like strategy and flow thing, I would say really dive into understanding you and how you move through the world. And a great way to do that is getting in front of a coach like Mary Jo that can poke at you and go, is that real? Or is that something that, like, let's get really clear on who you are, what you want to create, what you believe, how you're moving forward? If talking about human design sparked your interest or into astrology, look at those pieces because they're not just like, well, like pop astrology is very much like, this is how I am, they're this way. No, these tools are meant to be a guide to show us how we can move differently or what's going to feel very natural for us. Like how Mary Jo is an initiator. I'm a generator, so my design is to respond. I tried creating a podcast. It was like so forced. Like I just didn't do well because I do better at responding to questions, responding to invitations, responding to what's in front of me. So looking into whatever resonates with you, Enneagram, astrology, like
Right.
anything, and looking at how you might be able to apply that to your business strategy so that you can be in alignment with what works for you and not just what you've seen someone do. And also listen to everyone, follow no one. Everyone in our lives, the internet, everything is just a platter for you to look at and try on. You can let it go just as easily if it doesn't work. Like really just anchor into you. And I think maybe you feel the same with this. Like to be successful in this, you have to feel aligned. You have to feel very like inspired and excited, and we feel that when we're in alignment with ourselves
Yeah.
and when we're in our authenticity.
Yeah.
But there is strategy too, right? So just getting really anchored into you and then plugging in the strategies and making it work.
Do you think that the strategy, and I'll say this because you're talking about this alignment, right? Like you responding versus like me being an initiator, right? You hear a lot of stuff on the internet, like let your clients come to you, let your clients come to you. Sometimes that works, but most of the time, most of my clients, I've asked them.
Mm,
Is that,
that's
but
cool. Yeah,
like I
because
also,
you are an initiator.
but like to me, like I feel like, and I don't remember how this went, but I'm almost 100% positive. I reached out to you and was like, hey, like there's no way, like that's not, it doesn't feel right. Like, so is the strategy more based on who we are? Do we need to be careful with the strategies we're following? Because, right, I could really fall down the rabbit hole of just like, don't ask people, because
Hmm.
I have. And I went a
Yeah.
long time without having clients because I was like, well, they said that I shouldn't, you know, seek clients because then when you seek clients, you have to do the work more. And that's not, and so like I fell down this rabbit hole and I'm going and I'm going and I'm like, wait, this isn't working.
Mhm.
And so then I
And
opened
it
up.
wasn't authentic. You're like, I've been like, I'm sure you were having moments of like, I could invite, I could ask, I'm feeling
Yeah.
inspired, but like, I don't want to be doing too
Yeah.
much or
And
whatever
this
it
is where
was.
the breath work really comes in because as you do start to get into it, and for me, what's come up in a lot of the breath work sessions is who I
Mm,
am on a core level, who I am on my
yes.
basis level, my true essence, and all of that. And when I see my higher self, it is literally my inner child handing her hand out and saying, "Come on, let's go play.
Let's
Like,
go
let's go play."
play.
I
No kid is nervous about inviting someone to play.
yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like when it comes to the strategy,
Mhm.
would you say that it's, I kind of drove that, huh? I drove you to say yes.
I hope so.
Yeah. When it comes to the strategy, is the strategy more based on who you are?
Yes. At
How can you decipher,
100%.
like, what helps you decipher that? Because I know, like, even in our coaching, like, you are so in tune to be like, you know what, this isn't working for, like, this is not my thing. And I have always respected that about you because I'm like, damn, yes, okay, let's, like when we do ask formations, I was like, I like why questions. And you're like, well, no, I like how questions. And I'm like, hows don't work for me.
Yeah, it's so individual. Okay, what was the question again? Where?
Is strategy based on who you are?
Yes. Okay, honestly, I'm gonna just drive home, like, go look at human design.
Yeah,
Um,
let's do it.
yeah, go look at human
I'll
design
do it.
if you know your birth time. If you don't, it's not, I'm screwed, okay? But if you do, definitely look at that because you have a strategy on how you engage with life, and you also have, um, I can't remember what it's called, a core something on how you find your own answers, right? So they're a little different. So, me as a responder, I'm just meant to go out and bump into life and engage with people and, hey, what's up? And I have a lot of Manny Gens in my life, bring things to the table where a projector, their strategy is to wait for the invitation. So mine's not quite like someone has to invite me, but like I'm just waiting to respond to some conversation or whatever. So I would say go look at that and try it on. And it's really interesting that our conversation has landed here. But I think that there's no accidents in this conversation. So if you can look at your human design chart and just dig into like, okay, what is the strategy to respond? What does that look like? And again, I go back to that like embrace the chaos, try it on. You'll never be fully ready. Play with things. Play around like and have a coach. Like even if it's not a business coach, have a life coach and someone that you can bounce ideas off of and have them hold up a mirror or be like, "Okay, I feel like you're stuck a little bit here. Like let's dig into that. What's coming up?" That's going to help you get out of trudging through the mud and get into the flow of water, like Mary Jo did for me. Um, yes, it is so individual, and yet it's not hopeless if you don't know. Try things on. Take things that Mary Jo's doing. Take things you see online that you go, ooh, and try it and play with it. Um, yeah, we're just on Earth to play and figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when you can step into that perspective, it makes life a little lighter. We're just here to play. Yeah. Okay. So lastly, I really just want to ask you like if somebody's interested in breath work, like if they're wanting to know more about it, which again, I highly recommend. It's why I brought Ashley here. It's part of my growth journey. It's what helped me move past the the chatter in my brain and really just like drop in and let that intuition come up so that I
Mhm.
know like my next step forward. How can people get a hold of you if they want to do a breathwork session with you?
Yes. Okay. So I've got a website. It's thegroundedascension.com. Ascension's a tricky word, I know.
I'm
People
gonna leave the
been
link.
shown. Okay, cool. I'll give you the link. Um, my website is under construction. However, it's still live. It is still live. So you can go to services, click breathwork, and it'll pull up a calendar. If you don't see something on there that works for you, you can email me. I do sessions outside of those times. I want to have a conversation about it. And my email is ashley@thegroundedascension.com. So that's how you reach me. There's also like videos on my website on the services page about breath work if you want to recap. There's testimonials at the bottom. There's also like FAQs if you're like, well, what about this or that? Or, you can kind of go dig into that services page and
Yeah.
get some answers. Or just email me and say, here's my shtick. Like, is this gonna work for me right now? And we can talk about it.
Do you have a second to tell us a little bit more about why you chose grounded ascension?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It sometimes I hate it because I'm like, it's so long and ascension is a tricky word to spell. I knew immediately. It was one of those serendipitous, like, once I started breathwork, I was like, it's grounded ascension. And the meaning and the purpose has evolved, and I've found the answers as to why, but it was very much like just here's here's what it is. And I've been trying to get some intuitive ping about a slogan or something, and nothing's coming. But
Yeah.
um,
Don't you
it
love
is,
that? When it
yeah.
is what it is, and God's just like,
No, yeah.
stop,
You
stop.
have what
This is
you
it.
need. This is it. Let it be. Yeah. So grounded ascension is the balance of both of those things. It's the yin and the yang. It's the light and the dark. It's rooting into being a human on this earth and also getting spiritual communion. I feel like we can fall into the trap of one or the other so much. Like life is hard and it's all 3D but there's this and there's that. Or we can get really into just like up in the clouds all day and meditate and we're not engaging. So it's this balance of like bringing those two things together as well as all of the pieces of us, our physical body, emotional body, mental body, spiritual body, inner child, all of them together. You used the word cohesion earlier. I love that.
Mm.
And just that midpoint of my logo is roots and then a sun and grounded ascensions in the middle. That midpoint of all of it, of just getting to that core and just anchoring in.
Yeah.
So there's some more, but it's really what's been like coming up lately as to my why.
Yeah. And we can follow you on Instagram, right?
Please.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
We'll leave that in the show notes too, but tell us
Okay.
here so that we can.
Yes, it's grounded ascension with 2 underscores at the end.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I've got like 100 followers, so come be 101.
Yes. I love it. We talked about mini manifestations a few months ago and like, you know, all the things about just like these little tiny things that show us like, hey, when I get to this step, you know, like that's like I'm on the right path, you know.
I love that.
Yeah. So
That's cool. When I get that, then I know I'm on the right path.
Yeah.
Taking that.
So 101.
101.
So Ashley, she's on the right path. Just kidding, she knows. Hey, what about life coaching? Tell us a little bit about this. I know you're still going through your certification. Are you taking clients yet? If not, do you have a wait list? How can people work with you?
Yes. Okay, so I graduate in a month and a half. I am going to be taking, I haven't decided on the definite finite number, somewhere between 6 and 10 clients. I do have a waiting list on my website. If you want to go on there, if you put it in there, you're not just going to be signed up automatically. We can have a conversation, but it lets me know to initiate a conversation with you once I graduate. And then I will be doing and putting probably on Instagram little coaching series like I did with you, 4 Steps to Confidence, where it'll be a hybrid of group coaching. We talk about the content. We have homework, and I've got some one-on-one calls in there too. So those will probably be coming later in the fall, early winter, as we get closer to the calendar new year. But yeah, that's what coaching looks like right now. And we'll see.
Ashley's magnetic, so go get on her wait list because it'll fill up quick. It'll fill
I love
up
you.
quick. I know that. I'm already on it. Not yet. Actually, I haven't put it in there, but I've already.
You're in my mental one.
Get in there before me.
Oh, I love it so much.
Yeah.
I know Mary Jo texts me. She's like, dude, when are we gonna work together again? I'm like, I know. I'm being a raunch. I think
I've messaged you like once a month, every month since like we started working together in January and we went through.
I love
like a 5-series thing, and oh my gosh, it was so powerful.
Good. I love
powerful. Yeah, life-changing. And then just I think ever since that 5th session, I'm like, when you taking clients? When you taking clients, bro? Come on.
Me and Mary Jo should honestly be married because I feel the same. Going through hers, I'm like, ugh, and doing Cosmic Creators together, doing this, like everything is just so.
Oh yeah, it always comes back. Oh man, I forgot about Cosmic Creators.
Cosmic Creators,
freaking blast. Yeah, if you guys don't know what we're talking about here, we did a series with, was it the new moon, right?
Yeah, we would do stuff on new moon and full moon with manifestation.
Yeah.
Did we do breath work too?
I think we did a little bit of breath work. We did like a 20 to 30 minute breath work session.
Yeah, like a short one. You would teach a lesson. Oh, it was so cool.
It was. And I remember we did like a dance, like this releasing dance or something.
to Florence
Definitely
and the
wasn't like
Machine.
that, but yeah, just turned on some music and like freak out, let it go.
Mhm.
I'm all right, I'm fine. Freak
Just break out, let it go.
I hope
Avril
someone's
Lavigne.
listening to this and they're like, hell yeah.
Gonna live my life. If you haven't heard that song,
Mhm.
if
Okay, sweet. So go get on the wait list, and if you're like really curious about the breath work, I highly recommend it. It's absolutely life-changing. And yeah. Okay. Thank you
yeah.
so much for being here. Is there anything else
Oh,
coming up or anything you want, like one last golden piece of wisdom that's coming through?
mm. Um, this is gonna like just sound so simple, but I just want everyone to just give themselves grace and remember how lovable you are and remind yourself that you love yourself. Um, Life can get messy and we can get into the shoulds and I wish I was that and wish I was that, and what do I want to create? And just like right now, you're whole, you're good. I love you. Mary Jo loves you more.
I don't know if that's possible.
And yeah, but no, I don't really have anything. I just want all of them to feel that love. And if this podcast spoke to them, it was given to them. It was a little mini manifestation for them and to feel our love for them and their higher powers' love for them and bringing this to them. And you're on the right path.
Yeah. Yeah. On the right path. I love that. Yeah, you are on the right path. You,
You,
you.
yeah, this was beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you
Yeah.
for letting me
Thanks
be
for
on
being
this
here.
podcast.
Yeah, this was good. We're gonna do it again. Maybe we'll be more thorough in our human design expertise when we come
Ooh,
back. Or our, see, I wrote it down here, temporal resolution.
temporal resolution, baby. So funny. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
researching the crap out of that.
heck yeah, I'm so excited. I want to learn more because I truly believe that we have the ability to expand and minimize our time and like show up differently in
Yeah,
that time. Then I don't know. I won't even go down that rabbit hole, but
I know I almost went down it with you. I'm like, and so how does our energy and yeah.
yeah, let's do it. We'll be back.
All right, well, I've
And
got a
next
list of things
time,
I'll text you for show notes.
show newts. Okay,
Show notes.
show newts. Thank you all so much for being in here, in this container, in this little box container with us right now. Thank you so much for being here with us. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you like it. If you're on YouTube, if you are on Spotify, like it, leave a comment. If you are on Apple podcast, if you're on Apple, please leave a rating and review. Tell us what you loved. We want to know. Plus, the more you spread the love, the more this can just rise up and help other people who are like looking for this stuff. So, okay, love you. Mwah. Have a beautiful day.